Welcome to Stop Losing, Start Trading. I'll be the host today. Brandon filling in for Guillaume Lambert, our typical host. And we have Rosalie, aka Crypto Queen, joining us from New York to talk about the markets, ETH price on its way up, and the intern's portfolio in options trading. So welcome, Rosalie. How's everything going for you?
Hi, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Happy Monday to everybody. I think this past 2 weeks have been really exciting. The market's looking up. ETH seems to be finally close to reaching 4K, and intern is doing really great. So lots of things to cover, but overall, yeah, I think there's some exciting news coming out this week, and it should be a great week.
Sweet. What kind of news are we talking about here?
I think just with like the recent ETFs and new meme coin news, new adoption news, I think with Coinbase's latest updates and everything, I think there's going to be a lot more ways for crypto to be more accessible to the normies. I think for the past 4 years, I've always heard people saying this, like, how are we going to get the next billion users to onboard them in crypto? And I've always found it really silly because all of the apps and all of the wallets, everything is really complicated. And I never really thought that helped with like user adoption, but I feel like now people are really committed to building simple products that everybody can have access to. And yeah.
Yeah, I think everything's becoming more accessible. I'm very excited for a little bit more complicated products that are coming downstream with the perps becoming more popular. Coinbase now launching perps. They're actually 5-year futures, but perp-like futures. So yeah, very exciting to see a lot of advances there in complicated products becoming more accessible, and then wallets, which have been a pain point for all our grandparents and parents and the boomer class to use, making that much easier to sign on. So wonderful. Well, let's dive into the markets real quick first. So ETH price is currently at 38.06 as we're speaking. It looks like over the weekend it has been on the upward trend. But what are your thoughts here on where the market's going or what it's been doing?
Yeah, I think this looks great. I mean, it seems to have kind of went down a little bit over the last 7 days, but these numbers are very, very small. I think the last month really, Solana seems to be underperforming, but Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs, Ethereum getting close to finally potentially meeting its last all-time high that I don't remember how many years ago that was, but I think we're looking on the upside here.
Wonderful. So ETH is outperforming Bitcoin over the weekend?
Looks like it, yeah. If we can check out this comparison map right here. Let's see. Over the last month, it has definitely been outperforming.
Oh, very interesting. So this is 56% increase over the month. That's a rare sight to see. I think we get this once every 4 years or so. But obviously very exciting. I remember Max Resnick going on Unchained podcast a couple months back and really dissing on the Ethereum ecosystem, promoting the Solana ecosystem. And at that point, everyone thought ETH was dead, and it's kind of crazy to see the comeback that ETH has made in such a short time, really reviving itself and catching up to not quite its all-time highs from the past. Do you remember what the all-time high was for ETH?
It was above 4K. I know that much. When I bought it. Get rid of it.
Always buying at the top.
Always buy at the top.
It looks like, I'm not sure. Yes, same here. If we can trust super intelligence, it's saying 4,891 was the all-time high. That does seem higher than how I remember it, but yeah, it looks like it was the high 4,000s. So we're not quite there yet, but we are definitely on the rise, and ETH is gaining back its dominance.
For sure. I think people in crypto they're very quick to judge sometimes, and I think, building reliable, trustworthy products does take time. And ETH has definitely established itself as a um, key key industry leader here, and anybody who disses it, they will regret it one day. One day we will be at 10K.
Hard to short ETH, but yeah, that's where we're built. We think this is a long-term solution to DeFi. So let's yeah, if you don't have any further commentary on the markets here, we can jump to maybe the portfolio of the intern. Awesome.
Yes.
Sweet.
These are our different markets. I think we opened some new positions on Friday. It seems to be up a little bit. Is there, I'm going to play a little bit like what Guillaume usually does with me. Is there any particular market that grabs your attention right now that you want to look at?
Oh, interesting. So yeah, can you give a quick overview of what markets you're in here for the users who maybe are just listening but can't see the screen?
Yeah, so we have BTC ETH, we're trading the ratio. We have ticker Bitcoin ETH, which is a meme coin that I really enjoy. There's USDC ETH. We have ETH SOL ratio. And then we are also active in the BTC USDC market as well. Currently, we're not in the eigenlayer here. We just have some collateral, but we're not deploying it at the moment.
Sweet. Well, I'm very curious about the Solana ETH ratio here because we were just talking about their outperformances relative to each other. It looks like the interim portfolio is down $8.49 with this straddle. So maybe you can investigate and tell us more about how that trade is going.
Yes, this seems to be the only one that is kind of suffering a little bit. I think, yeah, it seems to be out of range now. So I think this is, we were kind of in this green zone for a little bit, but now both legs are out of range. We are no longer earning any fees, and the price has moved against us. And so, yes, definitely below where we minted it. And so I think it's time to kind of just, take these losses, $8, that's okay, and maybe redeploy in a new range. This was open for a month and 7 days.
Right, the cost of one cup of coffee here is what we're losing. So the price going down is, it looks like it's gone down about 4.5, or sorry, it's gone down a couple of percent since you opened the position. What does that mean exactly? Does that mean that the ETH price is outperforming Solana?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the ratio of Solana priced in ETH. So Solana has been doing bad relative to ETH. Doesn't mean that Solana is doing bad, but just relative to ETH, it's not doing as well. So when you put on this trade, how long ago was this?
It was a month and 7 days ago. I feel like at this time there was like Solana solstice and some crypto events around Solana, and I was feeling quite bullish just in general in the whole market. But yeah, I don't know. It seems that I guess maybe people are either Sol or ETH and kind of not really. Maybe it's not both. I like to think if one does well, the other does well as well, but not currently looking like that. It was fairly like even here, and then I really thought it would stay within this range, but it kind of went all over the place here.
Yeah, this is the beta. I don't know. We go over Greeks a lot, and the beta is maybe one more commonly known, but less talked about maybe in options trading because it's less unique to options. But the beta is how they go up together with, let's say, if there's an index that you mark everything to. Like, let's say Bitcoin is the index for crypto. And then when Bitcoin goes up, everything else tends to go up. But the beta is like the multiplier. So Bitcoin goes up 1%. Ticker Bitcoin goes up 2%. So it has a beta of 2 in that case, right? And so Solana and ETH tend to go up. Maybe you thought their beta was about equal to each other, so that if one goes up, the other goes up the same amount. But we have seen that has not necessarily been the case for ETH, or maybe ETH just has a lot of alpha, so it's going up way more than its beta would imply. So, but very interesting to see. It looks like a month and a week ago was quite a long time ago. Maybe Intern was going to some parties and influenced by your commentary here. Again, nothing we say here is financial advice, so please do your own research, especially the Intern. But yeah, it looks like this position has gone out of range, which means that even though it is an LP position in Uniswap, it is no longer earning any fees. It is only losing. So I do agree that would make sense to close out this position and take your loss of 1 cup of coffee and move on here.
1 cup of coffee. There's nothing to sweat. We can drink some water this week. That's better anyways. Let's take a look at some of the other markets that seem to be doing a little bit better. I think, yeah, the one we have the most positions in is USDC ETH. And this is very, very funny to me because we had just opened this trade last week because we were very bullish. And I was a little bit worried that maybe ETH would take a little bit longer and we should also kind of like protect ourselves towards the downside. These were negative last week. Now the story has flipped, and these seem to be doing a lot better, which is, yeah, I think sometimes, you can't really anticipate what is going to happen. So you kind of want to just make sure you position yourself in a way that you're never losing too much. Yeah, so this here is our put spread that we have. We have one leg here that is out of range, which means that we are not paying currently for this. And then here we have another put that is earning us some Streamia, which has been actually printing. This is very exciting.
This is a very nicely well done spread here. So it looks like price has gone up, so you're profiting on the price moving up, but most of the profits have been indeed from the leg just harvesting some premium here, or Uniswap LP fees. They're the same thing in Panoptic. LP equals options. But this is quite a big position here, it looks like. So you got a nearly almost $3,000 of puts here, and that's collecting. How long has this been collecting premium for?
Only 7 days, so it's only been a week, and already has been earned more than $50 in Streamia. I don't think I've seen a position from interns collect that much Streamia this quickly, probably due to the volatility that recently has been happening. I'm sure ETH's volatility is maybe a little bit higher than usual.
Yeah, this is really surprising to me. So nearly 7% in just a week. I think we're looking at some straddles on Friday that were making 312% APR. So similar thing here. I think this is somewhere around 350%. If I'm doing my math right, APR. Very nicely done here. I did see you had other positions in your portfolio, though, as you said you were hedging it just in case the price went down. Can we look at the overall market for the USDC one?
Definitely. I want to check, the volatility as well. So let's click on the markets page and check the whole portfolio. Nice. Look at this equally distributed liquidity. I love seeing that. here we also show the swap stats here. We have IV percentile, which is kind of IV in relationship to itself. And then we have the log IV as well, which is something that we're now this is new. So I'm just starting to kind of wrap my head around this. I don't know, Brandon, if you're more familiar with log IV.
Yeah, well, it looks like we have a nice tooltip there for those who ever want to understand. So when you hover over, yeah, it kind of tells you a little definition there. So the log IV rank, it's looking at the IV based on its historical values. And so 100 means that the IV is very high right now. 0 means it's very low. It is log based, which kind of like scales things, like squishes them down, I think. But the key here is 43 is about average. So we're at kind of a normal IV, maybe not like nothing crazy as far as too high or too low goes. But
Yeah,
yeah,
thing above 50% or within kind of that below or above 50% is healthy. This is the payoff curve for our whole portfolio at the moment. So we are, yeah, kind of more bullish. We have a little bit of capped losses if the price does go down, and then we're exposed to the upside, but not if you include deposits. So we have quite a bullish outlook here on ETH.
very nice. Okay, and I'm curious if you can be liquidated at all. Could you check the risk analysis tab?
Yes. So risk analysis here. We have the collateral required lines crossing each other on this side right here. So if the price does go to 12,323, then we would be liquidated.
Love it. Well, that's the title of this stream today. ETH to 10K. Even if ETH goes to 10K, we're still good here. So I think we've got a lot of buffer room. Can't wait for the day ETH is at 12,000.
Me neither. If that means that I get liquidated, so be it. I can. That's fine. I think there's one more market that I wanted to look at, or maybe we should look at the two Bitcoin markets that we have,
Sure.
because we
Let's
have
do it.
trading the ratio, and then we are also trading Bitcoin. These positions are quite small. And currently, we have positioned ourselves pretty bullish. This one has been open for 51 days already, and yeah, I think we should have put in more money. But you know what? That's okay. We're learning here. These are still looking good. Bullish on ETH, and then let's check out the ratio trade. Ratio trades are always really exciting for me. I think they can be quite confusing and a little bit scary, since I think I'm used to kind of looking at the price and what it may like, kind of just betting on it going up or down, and the ratio trade is really different in terms of how you like think about it and how you manage your position. But we are bullish on the ratio, and here you can see kind of where the ratio is going. It's been going up. Let me see. Yeah, so we are still kind of within that range and only has moved a little bit so far. Yeah, you can barely tell. We started right here and moved up a little bit, but we have a lot of room to grow, and we are earning some streamia here.
0.0000 Bitcoin. So 2%, not bad for however long this has been. I'm assuming this has been a week or so.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, so here you can kind of see how much we're earning in ETH and how much we're earning in Bitcoin. Yep, it's been 7 days, so a week exactly. How do you kind of see this ratio? How do you feel comfortable with ratio trades? What are kind of your predictions or ideas around this?
Well, I think this is a very interesting trade, very popular. A lot of people like both Bitcoin and ETH, and they're happy to get both Bitcoin and ETH in LP fees. And so generally the sentiment is, Bitcoin and ETH kind of follow each other. Maybe ETH is kind of goes up a bit more than Bitcoin when Bitcoin goes up, and it goes down a bit more than Bitcoin when Bitcoin goes down. That hasn't always been the case, as we've seen prior to the ETH cycle in the last few months. But in general, a lot of people are quite neutral on this, which I think is maybe a like a disconnect from what LP positions are. As you see here, this is an LP position that you have on the chart, which shows green on the right side when price goes up and red on the downside when price goes down. So LP positions are inherently a bit bullish on the price. They're not really neutral, even though impermanent loss we tend to think of in terms of trying to be neutral. But LP positions are not neutral. They are leaning bullish. And so I think just understanding that when you put in an LP position is quite important. As you see here, that you're both betting on the price kind of staying in range, but you're okay with it going up a bit. Which price ratio is this? So if the price goes up, which one's outperforming, Bitcoin or ETH?
This is ETH to Bitcoin.
ETH to Bitcoin price. I always get this mixed up. So the price goes up. That means ETH is doing worse?
Yeah, so I think this way Bitcoin has to outperform ETH.
Oh, wait. I think I got it backwards, right? So if Bitcoin outperforms, that means the price goes down. If Bitcoin underperforms, then this price goes up. So you're basically betting on ETH outperforming a little bit, right? Okay. Yeah. So you're a little bit bullish on the ETH price outperforming Bitcoin, which is fine. If you were neutral, then you would do a straddle. But if you have a opinion on ETH, which I think it makes sense because ETH does tend to have a beta greater than 1, which means that when Bitcoin goes up 1%, ETH will go up more than 1% and vice versa. So I do think that having a bullish position here is reasonable. Of course, do your own research. This is not financial advice, but very nice to see this trade collecting some streamia, even though the price has barely moved.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're collecting some fees. I think we can leave this open for a while longer. And yeah, I think it's just time for ETH to finally do something and reach an all-time high. There are a lot of memes and posts about every time that Bitcoin has reached an all-time high, ETH has been reaching new lows, but I think that time is over. I think overall, let me see how this is doing. Yes, our positions are doing well. We are, trying to harvest volatility, trying to harvest some fees. We're a little bit directional on our ETH bets, but nothing to worry about overall. Maybe Solana can, be closed and maybe we redeploy something here, but other than that, our markets look healthy and good.
Okay, well, I hear the intern is maybe on vacation or something like that. So we'll see if the intern listens to your not financial advice here, but can take on some good educational lessons from this. And we'll check back in on the portfolio. I think Wednesday and Friday we have live streams this week. We'll go over the options, our news on Wednesday, and the best and worst trades on Friday. But this has been great. Is there any announcements or updates or anything you want the Pen Optimists to know for this week?
Yeah, I think we are, building. We're continuing to build and we're working on a new trading competition. Our July trading competition was a lot of fun. We got really great feedback all of the awards have been distributed. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Even the biggest loser got a redemption prize. So I think, yeah, we're going to see maybe what new tokens and markets are interesting to trade in. If you guys have any preferences, let us know. We'll definitely take your feedback into considerations for new markets to trade in and chains to trade on. So yeah, stay tuned for updates on that.
Okay, awesome. Yes. So biggest loser, enjoy your fart coin. Everyone else, enjoy your USDC. And the pips will be coming out later today. So stay tuned for a points update and keep trading. Happy trading. We'll see you all on Wednesday. Thanks, Rosalie.
Thank you.